Good evening. Well, you know, the weather has been so cold recently, we have to delve deeply into the record books to find anything to compare with the persistently cold and snowy weather that we have all experienced recently. Indeed, we have to go back to the Januaries of 1740, 1795, 1814, 1963 and 1979 to find anything similar to what we've just been experiencing. Now, January 2010 was so cold with a very low central England temperature. Things can only get better. Yes, indeed, what a turnaround we have had in the weather recently. After a gradual thaw in early February, we now find ourselves mid-month approaching Valentine's Day, sandwiched between very high pressure over the near continent and a vigorous depression to the west of Ireland, allowing an exceptionally warm southerly airstream to blow over the whole of the UK, a part that is from the north of Scotland. It is here where, ahead of the warm front which has introduced this exceptionally warm weather, there is still a relatively cold, strong southeasterly wind blowing. But this is the only exception to this early burst of what I can only call early summer weather. Bearing in mind that at this time of the year we would only expect temperatures around 8 degrees centigrade in England and Wales, but today, the 13th of February, has seen truly exceptional temperatures for mid-February over almost the whole of the UK, with 23 degrees centigrade reached at Barry Island in South Wales, 22 degrees centigrade in Birmingham, and a pleasant 20 degrees centigrade in Aberdeen and Belfast. Now, with a bit of luck, we may get a 24 degrees centigrade recorded somewhere tomorrow on Valentine's Day, with places in South Wales and southern England being most likely to see this. As winds originating over the Sahara continue to blow, and with light sea breezes, it will generally be very pleasant around our coastal beaches. Indeed, many places inland will also feel warm, just as though summer has come early. Now let's start our forecast with the Orkneys, Shetland and North East Scotland, where there is currently a cold rain falling and a bit of hill snow, and this is expected to continue on and off during daylight hours tomorrow, with a maximum temperature of around 7 degrees centigrade. Now, coming further south, this is where the interesting weather begins. Central Scotland and Northern Ireland will see early mist and fog clearing after a relatively mild night with a minimum temperature of around 12 degrees centigrade. Then unusual warmth tomorrow will push temperatures again as high as 20 degrees centigrade over most of Scotland and 21 degrees centigrade in Northern Ireland. It will remain dry and bright all day long. Further south, and this includes the whole of England and Wales, well, what can I say? With long sunny spells, dry with light warm winds originating so far south, and increasingly powerful mid-February sunshine, as I have said earlier, temperatures are expected to rise to an unprecedented 23 or 24 degrees centigrade along the South Wales coast and parts of central southern England. We may only see 20 degrees centigrade at Leeds and in London, but I'm sure you will not moan about that. Needless to say, the weather will remain fine until the sun goes down. So, the message is to get your short shirt sleeves out and head for the beach on Valentine's Day. Now, as pressure is expected to remain high over the near continent, keeping Atlantic depressions at bay, the fine and seasonably warm weather is set to stay for the next few days. However, and here's the rub, we do anticipate a change in the jet stream from next week, and we may well be talking about record snowfalls for late February. Indeed, we may see the deepest snows since the Little Ice Age of the Middle Ages. So the message is to enjoy this fine weather while you can, and on that cheery note, it is back to the studio.